All right, everyone. All right, so thank you for coming. Today, we are going to be going through the AI, the brand new AI Playbook. Um, Going over some large language models, which you will understand what that means by the end of this class. So again, today we're diving into AI. The Playbook, a guide built for real estate agents to save time, work smarter, and just free up space for what matters most, which is obviously your clients, right? You have to be serving your clients. You have to be out there doing things, talking to people, building relationships, and so AI will help you do that. Um, Quick tip or a quick tidbit that I do want to mention first is that this isn't about turning you into a tech expert, right? But it's about giving you practical tools that you can use right away. And at Mega Agent Camp this year, they were going over the fact that um, we all had the concern that AI was going to replace us, so that we were going to be replaced by something. Um, in the future. And that's actually not the case. AI isn't going to replace us, but I will say, and I will be very blunt about this since it is true, and I do want everybody to adopt it at a high level. Um, AI will not replace you in your job, but agents who use AI will replace you and or take up your market share. Okay. Or you start thinking about AI as your thought partner, um, discussing ideas, frameworks around different about your one thing, right? What is your one thing? Tell AI about it. Discuss with AI about it. Discuss different ideas, what other people are doing, what feedback it brings from outside of basically the internet, right? Um, and I do recommend that you read this one book that was recommended to me, The AI Driven Leader. You can order this on Amazon, and or what I've done is just order an Audible, listen to it. It's an easy read, but it's going to give you some fundamental training and just ahas on how to implement AI on your day-to-day life. Okay, let's take a quick look at the roadmap. So we will be talking about why your mindset matters when it comes to AI. Then also bust some myths that may be holding some people back. Um, from there, we'll explore what AI actually is, how to personalize it for your business, and the exact steps to get the most out of it. Finally, we'll be covering compliance because we have to play by the rules, right? And wrap up with concrete next steps. So, first up, we're going to talk about the mindset because how you think about AI determines how you use it. Okay. As a real estate agent, we wear dozens of hats, right? We're a consultant, we're a marketer, we're a negotiator, and sometimes even a therapist, right? We all know that. AI can take kind of like the repetitive work, or I'm sorry, AI can take on the repetitive hats so that we can focus on the human side of our work. Again, AI isn't here to replace us. It can't read the room, right, like a human during a negotiation or reassure a nervous first-time home buyer. But what it can do is take busy work off of your plates. Um, so, like, if you think about it, like, what is one task in your business that you gladly delegate to AI if it can do it well? And so, I'd like for people to start thinking about that, whether that's with lead gen, marketing, and I will be pretty transparent about this. These LLMs, these large language models. Um, there's a lot of language around doing it for you. Realistically though, it's you speaking to AI, right? So AI is dumb, right? I know I'm kind of contradicting. It's dumb. It only knows what you tell it, right? And if you tell it, if you give it what's called a prompt, a very good prompt and you give it a lot of detail, right? Then it's smart and it knows what to do for you, right? If you give it very little information, it's going to be very vague. It won't be very generalized or specific to your certain problem or something that you're trying to solve, which is what we're going to get into today as well. But before we go further, we need to catch up on some misconceptions about AI in real estate. Okay. So here are 7 myths about AI in real estate. Okay. Myth number 1 is AI understands like a human. It oh oh it doesn't. It predicts patterns based on what you type in it. Again, going back to my whole prompt um, situation. If you don't give it a good prompt, if you don't give it the information that it needs, which we can go over an example here in a little bit during this class, but if you don't give it what it needs, it's not going to give you what it needs, right? AI needs information. Once it's given the information, it can store. So a little background about AI. If you're using an LLM, I'm going to say like ChatGPT, right? Um, ChatGPT has a memory, and we're going to go over what something called a master prompt. And if you're someone who's using it for the first time, I do highly recommend that you use a master prompt, which essentially is spilling to AI what you do, who you are, how you do what you do, how long you've been doing what you do, your personality type, um, basically everything about who you are. Because what AI does, which is really cool, is it has a memory of its own. And it's going to remember that as you continue to use it. And it's always going to remember, okay, for example, Tommy is in real estate. Tommy likes to work out. Tommy likes to, one of his jobs is to educate agents on how to use technology. Um, Tommy has, onboarding systems that he's going to use. Tommy helps agents get into production, etc. Right? I can go on and on. Tell AI this, right? So AI is really your friend and your thought partner, and it's okay to, information's everywhere. AI is not going to leak anything, so don't be afraid to tell us stories, right? Again, it's here to help you. You need to be using AI. All right, myth number 2, AI is always right. It's not. You still need to fact check it. So they just came out with a theory again at Mega Agent Camp, which is a 20-60-20 rule. Okay, when you type something into ChatGPT or any LLM for that matter, that is the 20%. Okay, so 20-60-20. That 20% is you typing in a prompt for AI to spit out. The other 60% is AI doing its thing, right? It's going to read what you wrote. It's going to do the research. It's going to pull data, and then it's going to spit out whatever answer you have for your question or solve whatever problem you're telling it to do. Then that 20%, that last 20% is going back to you, right? It's going back to you. You're going to read it, you're going to understand it, and then what you're going to do is refine it. Okay, so you're going to fact check it. You're going to see if the information is right, accurate. Typically it is, but again, AI only knows what you tell it, and sometimes it pulls old data. So just remember that. All right. Tech myth number 3: you need to be a tech expert. No, you don't. It's very user friendly, and it's just like any other technology that you use, and really anything, right? For that matter, the more you use it, the better you're gonna be at it, right? The more you research it, that's gonna expedite the process of you using AI if you're actually learning how to use it. Just use it, right? Naturally, over time, if you keep practicing something, you're going to naturally get better. Okay. Robotic content, right? So that's myth number 4. It just has robotic content. That's not true. AI can go to relative of input, and so what that means is it is going to again give you whatever you tell it. If you tell it to have a friendly tone, direct tone, positive tone, negative tone, it's going to do that. Again, sort of that master prompt too. If you continue to use it and you tell it more about your personality, it is going to type more like you over and over. And the more you use it, okay? Search engine only. No, it's not a search engine. It really takes up all search engines like Google, Microsoft, Bing, every single one, and it'll pull data from different resources. Myth number, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Replaces relationships. No, it enhances effectiveness. So I'll be totally honest. If you're talking to me or emailing me, you're probably talking to a robot, okay? Because I really put all my communication within AI. If I need help responding to an email, if I need help responding to a client text, I will copy and paste it into AI, and I'll say, "Hey, I need help responding to this message. I don't know how to respond to it, or I may not have time." Right? What you could do is say, "Hey, so and so sent me this message." Copy and paste the message. You say, "Give me 3 responses that have a friendly tone, right? Or whatever tone you have." And then it'll spit that out and then respond accurately. And it depends, obviously about your conversation. That's a basic example. You could tell it more about the context of your conversation because again, AI is dumb. It doesn't know it only knows what you're telling it to, right? So if you're telling it to respond to a conversation that, maybe that you're having in terms of, how a client would like to respond back through negotiations, or maybe giving suggestions about negotiations based on XYZ, right? So that's where it really, really helps. Myth number 7, I have time to figure this out. Truth is, you don't. Again, if you're not using AI, you're going to be replaced by somebody who is using AI. I had to be transparent about that. Your clients are using AI too, so you have to consider that, and they're going to expect you to keep up with the demand of AI, right? Again, AI is used to enhance what we already do, and it's a tool. Okay, so now that we have busted some myths, let's look at the 2 main ways to use AI. Okay. So 2 buckets of AI. One bucket is to help generate leads, and then the second way is to get stuff done. So again, think of AI in 2 buckets: generating leads, getting stuff done. Today we're going to focus on getting stuff done, mastering the basics first so that you can handle more advanced lead gen later. And one of the reasons why we're not going to talk about lead generate today is because, again, there's no one size fits all for lead gen. So we can't really be specific. All agents have their own form of lead generation, and AI can help you with that, right? So we will talk about that eventually, but we're going to mainly talk about how to get stuff done with it. Okay. All you need to ask yourself really is, which of these 2 buckets do you think could save you the most time right now? Okay. And so to use AI well, we need to understand what is powering it. And this is, like I said earlier, that we would get to large language models. Okay. So understanding large language models, in short, LLM. And by the way, they talk about this a lot in the AI driven leader. So again, if you have, I think it's a 6-hour Audible book. So if you have 6 to 7 hours to spend learning about this, which I'm telling you, it will be worth it. Read the book. It'll help you immensely. So what is a large language model? A large language model is basically a super trained text prediction machine. It takes your words, looks at patterns, it learns from billions of examples, and predicts the next best words. Okay. You don't need to know how to code to use it. You just need to know how to give it clear instructions, right? Um, so if you're using ChatGPT or another AI tool, we're going to get into some of these specifics of that. But first you need to understand an LLM, which again, it's just a super trained text prediction machine that takes your words and then basically vomits out information that pertains to what you asked it or the problem that they're solving. Okay, so you're going to want to pick your LLM, right? These are ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Perplexity, I'm blanking, Quad AI, right? There's tons, and there's only going to be more that are going to be coming out, but these are the main people who are dominating the industry right now. Okay. Okay, here is what we talked about. So personalize your AI assistant with a master prompt. Remember that master prompt is, I wish I knew this when I first started, is going to be a very, very long text that you give it. And this text is going to look something along the lines of you just spilling out your story, who you are, where you come from, what your background is, what you do now, what your goals are, right? So if you're again looking to get this out of lead generation, and you can literally ask it if let's say you're struggling with lead generation, and you need help with that, you can literally talk to AI. And let's just say ChatGPT, for example. You give it a master prompt, you tell it who you are, you tell it your goals, and then you tell it your problems. Hey, I'm struggling with generating leads as a real estate agent in the Chicagoland area, right? Give me three, or give me a list of ideas. A list. Give me a list of ideas that I can use to generate clients in the next 2 to 3 months. Okay. It'll spill out, what you already know, which is, making your calls, making, texting your database, running ads on on Facebook, posting on social media, doing open houses, calling FISBOs, calling expireds. It'll give you all that. We know that, right? We all know how to generate leads, right? We maybe don't have the right model system for it. Okay. And then obviously you need to do your due diligence of picking what that looks like, right? Obviously don't have your, everything in all different baskets. What I always teach new agents is pick 2 or 3 that you lead gen and marketing strategies that you want to absolutely master and just hone on those. Okay. Once you pick that, and let's say for my prospecting, I choose to do open houses, and let's say for my marketing, I choose to do social media. Okay. Once you pick and choose what lead gen and marketing you're going to do, and you can have a conversation with AI and say, hey, I really want to master open houses and social media. Right? Give me some ideas on how I can best put myself out there on social media, what posts I could do, what's a social media content calendar that I could go, then go one step further, right? You got the calendar. Okay, give me the content to post. Tell me what I should be posting on this social post. Tell me what I should be. Give me a script for a video, right, based on current market data. And then you may need to pull that data from RPR, the MLS, economist of choice, that I can use to share on social media. Okay, you've all gone to social media classes too, and there's some on our website. Right, R&D, rip off and duplicate some stuff that other agents are having success doing on social media, and this is as easy as looking this up on Instagram or Facebook. Okay, with open houses, ask it, hey, how do I dominate open houses? How do I set it up? How do I give me a system, right, for my open houses? What do I need to set up for it? What do I need to execute on it? What do I do at the open house? What questions do I ask to engage with active buyers? And then also, what follow-up system should I use to follow up with these people to re-engage with them and then get them to become an active buyer with me? Okay, that was a little bit much about the master prompt, but the master prompt again is telling the AI LLM who you are, what you do, what your goals are, and then what problems you're having, and what pain points you're having in your business. And just an FYI, and this might come on later, but AI will literally ask you questions after the fact, after you use it, about what else it can do to help you. It's really, really cool. All right, number 4, perfect your prompts. Basically, short summary of this about perfecting prompts: give it as much detail as possible. Do not hold back. If you have to, if you're using this on your phone, instead of typing it out, because that could be a lot, talking to your phone, right? Talking to the mic and then have it go that way. Give it as much information as possible. The more information you give it, the better outcome you will get, right? Last but not least, obviously talk is cheap, right? But number 5, put your prompts into action, whatever it spits out. If right, so remember, going back 20, 60, 20. Give it the prompt, give it the, or then let it process, right, the information and give you an answer, and then refine it. So, hey, I don't like XYZ. Can you fix this to something that's easier to understand, simplistic to implement into my business, etc. Right? But it is on you ultimately, and this is where I don't like to say AI is going to do the work for you, because it's not. It's a computer, right? We're not there yet. But again, it is your idea partner. Talk to it, mastermind with it, let it get to know you, right? But the answers that it's giving you, if you do like them and you think you can execute on them, do it. Okay. LLMs are incredibly complex code strains that are trained on massive amounts of textbooks, websites, articles, and other materials to recognize patterns on how to use language. So in that book, AI Driven Leader, they talk about Meta's AI platform and the fact that it has over 200 million, 200 million books, articles, websites of data within its system. And so just think about that, right? So the power around having that much information at your fingertips, like that can honestly change your life, right? So think about that, utilize it. The information's there, it's all there. You just need to ask for it, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about that. All right. So again, pick your LLM. Once you understand the basics, the next question is, which LLM do I choose? Now, again, these are the 5 most common AI LLMs out there right now. And my first one, and probably my favorite one, right? I'm biased though, because I use this all the time. I pay for the subscription model on this, which is $20. Worth it in my opinion, may not be worth it to you. So ChatGPT, this is kind of the jack of all trades, and this is developed by OpenAI. OpenAI is the highest value private company out there right now. This is the most AI or used AI LLM in the world. Think of it as your easy to work team partner with few weaknesses. Again, your thought partner, right? I've been talking about this. It is good at almost anything. Seriously, like I use ChatGPT religiously. Right? You can see these are all like my strategies. We can talk more about this later, but ChatGPT is very seamless to use. It is so freaking easy, and now they have this voice mode. You can literally talk to somebody. Like you can talk, and it sounds like a real human being. It is so cool. Like I said, I upgraded to the ChatGPT Plus. You don't have to. I have access to ChatGPT 5. Most of you, if you're on the basic model, it would be ChatGPT 4. Very good still. Just I like to use it for a lot of different things. With ChatGPT 5, it has something called GPTs or agents. that I typically use for my what I specialize in, right? So real estate content for social media. I'm involved a lot with the stock market, so I use it to brainstorm what are the best stocks out there, right? Analyze my portfolio, things like that. Analyzing KPAs, right? So if you're someone who wants to get to know yourself a little bit more, if you've ever been to my KW 101 class and we go over the DISC assessment, sort of like that. Productivity coaching program, right? So getting people into production. Again, stock analysis, social media, stock market outlook. A lot of it's stock market, but we don't have to talk about that. We're here to talk about real estate. Okay, next one is Gemini. And for those of you that don't know, if you're a KW agent and you log in with your KW email account, you actually have access to Gemini Pro. Gemini Pro is an integrated researcher and has the advantage of being connected to Google ecosystem and the web. Gemini is a powerful research assistant that saves you time within the Google workspace. Great one to use, and especially if you're trying to generate images for like social media, it's great. Claude, so Claude AI is a publisher, writer, and it excels with natural conversations and writing complex code. Think of Claude as your esteemed editor who can pull all-nighters, writing lines of code for that app you've been dying to launch, right? So if you're someone who is into coding, or I think this is the one that's also a good copywriter, right? So if you're publishing like a blog, this would be a good one to use too. Perplexity, this is an answer engine, so this is great for a lot of resources because similar to ChatGPT, it'll pull sources from where it's getting the information from. This is less of a creative writing and more of a direct answer engine that cites its sources while saving you time surfing the web, surfing the wrong websites. Think of it as a meticulous fact checker that excels at specific questions and answers. Grok AI. So this is good old Elon Musk. This is designed to be more conversational, witty, maybe even a bit controversial. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I say conversational. Yeah, I did say that. It is controversial. If you guys seen those videos, jeez, it's on like all those Teslas now, and people are like getting into arguments with Grok. It's the funniest thing ever. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Grok is good too. Grok has many of the same features as ChatGPT, with added feature of real-time information from X. So again, a lot of this stuff is pulling from different information, right? Each LLM has its strengths. ChatGPT is very versatile. Gemini is great for research. Claude is strong at writing and coding. Perplexity excels at fact checking. And Grok taps into real-time info. You try them all. Again, my bias pick would be ChatGPT, but again, try them all. See which ones you like. Even on the free plans, and see which one feels natural to you. Okay. The question you got to ask yourself is, okay, which tools on this list have you tried? And then ultimately, what has been your experience with them? Once you pick your tool, the real magic happens when you personalize it. So that's what we're going to talk about next, is personalizing your AI. So this acts as your default instructions. Acts as your default instructions for all future interactions. You fill it once to set expectations as you preferred writing style, tonality, format, role. This is how your assistant will interact with you each time until it makes updates. Again, master prompt. Okay, so at the top, personalizing the AI assistant, with your master prompt. And then memory. With memory, AI acts like your executive assistant that never forgets facts about you, your goals, your quirks, and past conversations so you don't repeat yourself. Now, if you're using ChatGPT, I have to warn you, on the free version, the memory has a capacity. Okay, so if you use it, good. It'll remember most of the memory that you tell it to up until the storage is full. After that, it's going to say to you that the storage in it is full. But if you do upgrade, it's going to pull from all your information, all your chats with it, and I don't think the memory runs out if I remember correctly. But regardless, a master prompt is like a set of standing instructions. It tells your AI how you want to communicate with it, and also what's important to you. The more detail you give it about you and your business, the more useful its responses will be. So we'll break down personalization down into 3 simple steps. Number 1 is identify your preferred communication style. Okay. Are you friendly, formal, informal, Gen Z? That's a really funny one, actually. I would recommend just trying it. Are you direct? Are you patient, encouraged, skeptical? You get the gist, right? Pick your tonality. Nobody knows this aside from you. So, and then you can change it up during, what we talked about earlier, which is going back and using this to respond to other conversations, emails, texts for you. This is where you have to get very intentional on based on that conversation or just who you are. What tonality to use, but essentially this is where you're going to build your master prompt. So tell it which one you want it to, or tell it what communication style you want it to have. Okay. Number 2, add custom personal insights. Okay, this is going to be your name, your family and key people that you work with and that are important to you, your hobbies, your interests, your core beliefs, your core values, your preferences. So like what's your favorite movie, diet, like where your favorite places to travel. Top 3 business goal or personal goals. You can also add like one for business if you want to. Your health goals, your habits, your off limit topics. Get very, very personal with it. But yeah, add your personal insights, your values, your goals, and anything you want AI to know. Step number 3, add your business details, your niche, your ideal client. What do they look like? And the tools that you are most familiar with using. Because again, AI does know this. It pulls from the internet, it pulls from all different resources. It likely knows the CRM you're using. It knows what Facebook and Instagram are. It knows everything. So add your custom business instructions to it. So a recap, communication style. This is in your master prompt, by the way. What is your communication style? List all these, so add personal insights, and then add your custom business instructions and your goals for your business, where you would like to be. Okay, now we're going to go to perfecting your prompt. Okay, so perfecting your prompts using the acronym RICE. So I'll just explain what these are. RICE stands for role, instructions, context, examples, and it's a secret to getting great results. Instead of just saying write a post, you may say act as my marketing expert, write an 1,000-word Instagram caption for first-time homebuyers using a friendly tone. And here's an example I like. So copy and pasting an example. Maybe you saw on the internet, maybe you saw on social media. Okay. So the role is to explain who the assistant is, how it should communicate, and what are the main goals, or what the main goals are, right? So basically telling the AI how to communicate. Instructions, tell the model, whatever LLM you're using, what you want it to do and not do. Set rules and give clear directions. Use clear tone words to to shape the response, like formal, casual, friendly, serious, or humorous. Context, add any extra info the model needs, like data it wouldn't already know. Put this near the end since it may change with the use, which with each use, right? In examples, provide a sample inputs of the ideal response. Maybe maybe something you saw somewhere else. You can just copy and paste it within it. Just put it in quotations. This helps guide the model's responses to your liking. All right, 7 prompt hacks. So here's so number 1 is clarification. So ask me questions first, right? So like ask me questions about what you're basically telling the LLM to ask you questions regarding whatever instructions you're giving it based on the data that it knows. Tell it to show your work and cite your sources. Again, it'll pull from data that is already out there. The action hack or plan hack. So similar to like if you read Atomic Habits, this is very similar to that, creating an action plan, breaking down the action into multiple parts so that you can essentially build a checklist for yourself to take the ultimate end result action that you're trying to take. The options hack, so this just sounds like give me 3 different solutions or 3 different options or 3 different content strategies. The second option hack, so tell it to create itself or critique itself on its own answer. The blind spot hack, what am I missing? So if you forget to tell it something, maybe it knows what you're missing and you can ask it that. And then last but not least, the steelman hack, argue the opposing view of the instruction you're giving it. All right, make AI work for you. This is creating recurring tasks. So recurring tasks act like automated reminders that schedule to show up at the set time and repeat daily, weekly, and monthly maybe. They act like a done for you executive assistant, providing you exactly what you need when you need it and always on time. A good example of this is I like to post on Threads, the app. And what I've done for it, you can see right here, I have my own Threads chat with it. But what I've done is I've told it to, hey, I do want to post 3 times on this app. You can do this with a regular, like any social media. And I say, remind me every day to post something 3 times, and I just say to give me the content of what to post. And essentially, all I have to do is copy and paste it into Thread. So really cool. Okay. Number 2 is projects. Projects are like file folders and smart workspaces. Projects bundle everything related to the specific task, deal, or initiative, so nothing gets lost in your chat history. Okay, so short story projects, organized workspaces so you don't lose context. Perplexity voice assistant, again, they have this on ChatGPT as well. But this is a voice-activated AI assistant that gives fast resources, answers, and launches tasks like setting to-do reminders, emailing, or sending emails, or booking travel hands-free. And so I tried connecting it to like my calendar, and unfortunately, you can't do that as of right now. But what it does is you can have it set notifications for you. So like if, for example, you have Perplexity app, or if you have the ChatGPT app, you just turn on your notifications and it will automatically notify you. Pretty dang cool. So AI voice apps, so free AI tools like 11 Labs Reader and Notebook LLM turns written content, unread articles, research, and saved PDFs into lifelike audiobooks and podcasts. If you can't find more time to read, don't just shift formats, right? So what I do is, a good maybe example of this is, I read about 1 to 2 books a month. And if I can't remember the beginning of a book for whatever reason, what I do is I literally just go on ChatGPT and I say, hey, summarize this book for me. Give me the key takeaways. Give me the biggest ahas. Kind of like the Spark Notes, right? If you remember Spark Notes. All right. Number 7, putting it into action. So put your prompts into action. Right, number 1 is going to be about marketing and client engagement. Right, so if you don't already have a system in place, especially for if you have a database, right, and a big one, I might add, is number 1, tell AI to create you a 36 touch program that frameworks that convert. Okay. For example, my 36 touch program involves sending out neighborhood nurtures to my people, sending out newsletters to my people, maybe a text campaign. And then I also like to utilize social media through DMing, commenting, liking. But this can look like, calling, doing a quarterly call plan, reaching out to your people. Number 2, again, is going to be that social media content creation. So this will go into if you prefer to market on social media. Tell it, again, go talk to AI. Tell it to create you a content calendar. Tell it to create you content based on whatever niche you serve. So if you work with new construction, if you work with first-time home buyers, if you work with relocation. Okay. Message matching. So again, going back to talking for you, newsletter generation, and then blogs. Blogs are coming back with a vengeance. I've been hearing. So if you're doing blogs, do blogs and then post those on your Google business account. Create relocation guides. Again, this would be great for a blog that you post, and then new housing news. Right. So what's going on in the housing industry? Market and education skills. So this is really cool. You can actually role play with the AI generator. So like if you click this button again, this voice mode, what you could do to refine your skill of communication and language is you can actually have it role play with you, right? So if you're a buyer or if you work with for sale by owners, it will literally go back and forth with you having a conversation. You'll try to convert them, you'll try to close them, and afterwards, after you're done role playing, you can literally ask it, okay, based on our conversation, what can I do to improve? Right. So that's really cool. Next would be social intelligence, competitive analysis, and then operations analysis within your business. Okay, property and transaction support. So property visualizer, you put in like links to the property, and then you can give it like, okay, what are the top 5 features of this home? Condition consultant, inspector, estimator, right? So cool thing with this is that agents are now getting inspection reports from the inspection. And what they're doing is they're literally plugging in the file of the inspection, and they are going through and telling it, okay, based on this, what can you tell me about the inspection report? One that's wrong, right? So what are the key takeaways here? What are the biggest problems with this property? And then what is going to be the cost to having this project repaired? Right. Same thing with like the red flag finder. You could say, what's a red flag? What are the biggest red flags with this property? What's going to cost the most? That sort of thing. Right. Okay. And then strategy. Right. You can go over tax strategy optimization. Obviously, it's going to tell you at the end that it's not a CPA and to consult with your CPA. But again, this information is everywhere. So if you need help with your tax strategy, AI can actually help you with that. And then also mortgage mastery. being able to explain the mortgage process, how loans work, how interest rates work, how to explain this all to your client. Again, you can talk to AI about this, and it will talk to you. Okay, from operations efficiency, it could be your 411 coach. I can literally act as your accountability coach, giving you tasks to do every single day so that you have something to do. And then you can also tell it to, okay, based on my real estate business, what are the tasks that I need to have in my schedule that will increase my dollar per hour, right? Or increase my revenue, whatever. Spoiler alert, it's going to be lead generation and marketing. So, and then if you're really big, I would just go off on a tangent. If you're somebody with a team, or you're thinking about having a team, you can ask it. You can give it your P&L. We learned this at Mega Agent Camp. You can give it your P&L of your business. Tell you whether or not you can afford a admin or a buyer's agent or a showing agent. What the average cost would be to have that. What hit that would take on your revenue. If you can or cannot hire right now. And then also, if you do hire, what are the again highest dollar per hour tasks that person can do every day to increase the revenue of your business. So really cool stuff. All right, next is going to be compliance tips. So right, just follow, keep on following. This isn't going to change. It's not going anymore. Follow TCPA, can't spam, and fair housing rules. Always, right? That's not going anywhere. Don't download images unless you have the copyright owner's permission. Don't create content you want to protect with copyright. Protect client confidentiality. Always verify AI outputs for accuracy. Again, that last 20% of the 20-60-20 rule. Follow all applicable advertising rules, right? Be compliant with our brokerage as well, and then keep it ethical. Okay. Last but not least, next steps. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to pick one LLM, whether that's ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Perplexity, or Claude AI, and you are going to give it your master prompt. Okay. Again, tell it about you, spill the beans, tell it everything it needs to know about who you are, what you do, what your goals are, what your pain points are, and it will address it. Practice with the RICE, right? So the building your prompts, practice the RICE rule, plus the 7 hacks. And then last but not least, use AI for one real estate task this week. Okay. Bookmark, if you're on a desktop or if you have the app, bookmark it on your whatever search engine you use, right? So Google or Safari or Yahoo, right? Bookmark it so that it's always there. Tell AI to set tasks for you, right? To remind you to even use it if you have to. That would be pretty effective, but just start using AI, start getting your feet wet, familiarize yourself with it. This is changing lives, and it is going to keep changing lives. And one of the craziest parts about all this is that AI is already so advanced, and I kid you not, we are just scratching the surface with this class. So you got to get on board. And today will be the worst that AI will ever be. It is just going to get even more advanced from here. So please learn it. Please research it. Watch YouTube videos about it on how to use it, right? So if you look up on YouTube, what are the best ways that real estate agents can use AI in their business? Read the AI-driven leader. Okay, and again, just learn about it. Okay, that's all I have today. This was the AI Playbook. I will likely do more of these upon request. Make sure to sign up for Business Planning Clinic on September the 23rd. make sure you're going on our website to see our latest trainings and our upcoming trainings. Um, Come to the office, come say hi, come visit us, right? Don't be a stranger. If you ever need to go over any specific AI tools, or if you just want to kind of talk one-on-one with me to see how AI can work best for you, I'm always up for a 30-minute meeting or an hour if it takes an hour. Um, my goal is to have every single one of you implementing AI in your businesses because that's the way it's going. So hope this helped. Again, this is really the basics. We're just scratching the surface here, and there's going to be a lot more to come. So see you guys next time, and have a good one. Go sell those homes.